Hi, my name's Rachel and I'm going to be talking about what it takes to become a model. Whilst filming the Body Shop's advert, I was on set from 10 AM to 7 PM as we only had one day to film and we could spend up to an hour filming one scene. Why do you think it is so difficult to get into fashion modelling?
I think it's a very competitive market. We live in a global society now, so it used to be that people would have models who were just from Britain, whereas now I might have someone from Copenhagen, from Australia. You know, the internet has meant that people can send their portfolios to me electronically, so it's just a much bigger amount of beautiful people that we get to choose from.
Do you think there is a point to how a model looks, say like natural beauty, when they're just going to be photoshopped in most cases anyway?
That's true. I'm very much out of my comfort zone when it comes to makeup. I wouldn't be one of those people to wear makeup. If I go out, maybe some eyeliner and lipstick, but other than that, I don't really like to put anything on my face because I just think it harms it more than does anything better to it. But then again, if you're being photoshopped, then I'm not seeing the point.
Do you think modelling is easy in terms of work hours?
No, because models have to get up really early and then sometimes work really late, and they have hair and makeup to go to beforehand.
Do you think child models between the age of 6 months and 5 years are a good thing as they have no say in it?
Well, that's not an area that I actually work in, but it is very heavily regulated. Obviously, with laws about child protection and things like that, what's appropriate. And from what I've seen when I've been on shoots, actually children seem to be having a great time, and most parents have it so their money goes into a fund for those students, for those children when they're students to go to university and things like that. So actually, you know, I don't think that they're under any pressure to perform or something like that. It's not like Britain's Got Talent where, you know, they've got a big audience. They're in a small room usually with just a few photographer asked to be playing and things like that. So I don't actually think there's any problem with it.
Photoshopping models is when you change the image of the person. People do this as they feel the need to make a model look as perfect as possible. Are you aware that female models are paid far more than male models just because for most of the adverts you watch, there's always a female model in it. So whether it's a male advert, like specifically suited for men, you'll still have a woman in it.
But I think they should be paid equal amounts just because if they're both working on the set of it, then they both deserve equal amounts of pay. Like, it's not fair that a woman who's just guest appearing on a male's advert is getting paid more than the man himself, when really it should be him being paid more.
Do you think that anyone can be a model, or do you think they should all be a certain height, weight, size, etc.?
I don't think anyone can be a model, but nowadays there aren't so many restrictions on weight.
Do you think it's fair there are certain requirements to be a model, so height and weight?
I think that the industry is changing, but ultimately, you know, sample sizes are a 10 for someone who's at least 5'8". It used to be that in the 1950s we wanted people with hourglass figures. Things change all the time. In the 1990s, I had a lot of girls on my books who were very, very slim and it was a waif look. That's not in at the moment. So I think all the time the requirements change, but you know, who doesn't look better for being taller? That's why people wear high heels, you know, so therefore clothes look better on tall, slim people.
Do you think modelling is an easy thing to do in terms of the hours that you work?
I don't think so. I don't really know much about modelling, but I think it takes, I guess, time because you would need to look right, I guess, for each shoot you do. If you do one big shoot one day, then there's like outfit changes, makeup, hair, and then so I think it takes a lot of time, effort, and I guess maybe patience as well.
Do you think there is too much pressure on teenagers to look perfect?
I think there is, and I think probably the selfie generation, rather than anything to do with models or anything like that, that's the reason that people want to look perfect, because of this self-publishing life online. People want to be able to portray a perfect life, particularly backed up by things like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, things like that. People think that is the only aspect of their life, that everything is gloss and excitement, and actually, you know, I think that's probably more damaging than seeing young models on the catwalk.
I hope the information I found out while filming my documentary has answered any questions you might have on modelling.